Ulefone is one of the Chinese manufacturers which wants to draw some attention by producing some similarly designed devices we have already seen before. I'm talking about the B-Touch. Is this the best cheap iPhone 6 Plus alternative? This is Linus from TechLineHD and let's find out. The device comes in a plain box which has some basic information like specs printed on it. The packaging contents include the stuff you would expect to come with most of the smartphones. That includes the charging brick along with a USB cable, instruction manuals, screen protector, and some very cheap headphones which sound quite terrible. The star of the show is the Ulefone B-Touch smartphone, which looks very similar to the iPhone 6 Plus from the front side. The device carries a 5.5 inches 1080p display, which is actually pretty good. It has some natural looking colors, great viewing angles, decent brightness, and good outdoors visibility. On the bottom side, there are two non-backlit capacitive keys along with a home button which also has a fingerprint scanner. I will get back to this interesting feature very soon. The top side features a 5 megapixels front-facing camera with a LED flash, earpiece, and proximity sensor. However, there is no notification LED on this device. The backside is where the Ulefone B-Touch looks different than the iPhone 6 Plus. It has a plastic removable back cover, 13 megapixel Sony camera along with a single-tone dual LED flash and the Ulefone logo. Removing the back cover is quite easy, but it sits very tight. Under the hood there is a 2550 mAh removable battery, 2 SIM card slots, and the micro SD card slot up to 64 gigs. The device sports a high quality metal frame which gives that premium look and feel. The volume rocker and the power key are also made out of metal, but they are on the left side of the device. I don't care about the volume buttons, but the power on and off switch should be always on the right side. I will never understand why some manufacturers still do that. It is just so uncomfortable for me. On the top side you can find a headset jack and the micro USB charging port. On the bottom there is a speaker grill along with a microphone. Alright, so for the price of just over $200, the overall build quality is great. A metal chassis and the quality plastic back cover seem to look good and feel great in the hand. The Ulefone B-Touch runs almost stock looking Android 5.0 Lollipop OS. My experience is that everything is running smoothly and I have no complaints scrolling through menus or opening different apps. The UI has some basic settings you can adjust, and it is worth mentioning that the device supports tons of languages out of the box. One of the key features Ulefone is very proud of is the fingerprint scanner, which is embedded in the home button. First, you have to set it up by tapping the finger of your choice several times until the scanner recognizes all the prints of your finger. Worth mentioning is that you can register up to 5 fingers, which gives you some flexibility. Also, it works with humans only as it did not work with my cat's pads. In addition, you have to set up the security password if something goes wrong with the scanner or you cut your finger off. The fingerprint scanner works pretty good. It is not that accurate as the one on the iPhone, but it gets the job done. For the $200 price category, you can't expect more. The device also features some gesture controls we have already seen on tons of devices. They work well, but however, if you use the fingerprint scanner as an unlock method, these controls are pretty much useless as you need to unlock the device first. The device carries a Mediatek MT6752 64-bit chip inside along with 3 gigs of RAM. That's a lot of sheer power, and the smartphone manages to perform well in synthetic benchmarks. The demanding tasks like gaming are handled pretty good, and I didn't have any issues even with the most graphically intensive games. Well, the graphics don't look that good as on the high-end smartphones, but there are no lags or skipped frames. In addition, the device gets a bit hot, but it does not overheat too much to make it uncomfortable to hold in your hand. The 1080p video playback is smooth and I had no issues with playing or scrolling the video back and forth. However, you may want to download the third-party video player as the installed one is just very basic. As far as the music playback goes, the device comes with a stock Android music app which is running smoothly. The sound quality of the speaker is not that good. It is loud enough to hear it but not really pleasant to your ears as it lags in lows, mids and highs. I mean, it lags everywhere. The Ulefone B-Touch comes with a basic camera app which has a few settings to play with and a couple of different shooting modes. The shutter speed is not the fastest I've seen, but it is okay for the price tag of this device. The gallery app is also very basic, but it is very fast, responsive and it is a pleasure to use it. The 13-megapixel Sony IMX214 sensor on this device can capture some decent looking daylight images. They are far from ideal as it could be a bit sharper, but you cannot expect more from this relatively cheap device. Once you take the device indoors, you can still capture some okay looking images. In addition, if you hold the device steady, the macro shots can come out pretty good looking. When the sun goes down, the struggles start. The shutter speed becomes significantly slower and the pictures look grainy, washed out, and do not have much details in it. Well, it did not surprise me as I have never seen a budget device with a good low-light camera performance. The night shots are actually completely useless in auto mode I've tested. Literally, it's better to remember what you saw than taking a picture at night. The dual LED flash helps illuminating the scene a little. The pictures don't look excellent but are usable for social media needs. However, the LED is weak and helps only with the close-up shots. The 5-megapixel selfie camera is just average, but it should be enough for your Facebook status update. The cool thing is that the front-facing snapper has an LED to make night selfies possible. However, it is weak and the pictures turn out to be terrible in comparison to the Vivo X Shot, which also has the front-facing LED.
Full HD video sample, Ulefone B-Touch.
The video quality is below average. First of all, the footage is very shaky as there is no image stabilization whatsoever. Also, the movements look choppy and the video looks washed out overall. It can suffice for the social media needs but not for the movie making. The call quality is good and I have no complaints about it. Other connectivity options like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are good. However, the GPS signal is not that good and it can take around a minute to lock the position. That's way below standard and it may be really inconvenient. The removable 2550 mAh battery does not look good on paper and it performs poorly in real-life scenarios. It can get you through the day only if you are a light user, as the maximum screen on time is just around 3 hours if you're only doing easy tasks. Ulefone B-Touch is a device which is built to mimic the looks of the iPhone 6 Plus. It is definitely not on par with the top-notch device made by Apple, but it does carry a significantly lower price tag. The build quality is great as the metal and plastic construction looks great and does not feel cheap. Also, the screen is good and the fingerprint scanner is actually a nice feature to have for a device that costs just over $200 US. Good raw specs are performing great in real life and even the most demanding tasks are being handled well. However, the camera, battery performance and slow GPS lock speeds are the biggest woes of this smartphone. All these departments are not terrible, but could be a lot better. All in all, it's not a bad device for the price, but you have to consider some shortcomings according to your personal preferences before you make a purchase. It was Linus from TechLineHD. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel as it really helps bringing the newest and hottest devices on the market to our review labs. Also, please check out other videos on the channel and take a look at the TechLineHD Facebook page and other social media platforms. See you in the next episode soon.